All right, Crystal, it's 6:30. If Emmanuel logs in, fine, we'll let him in, but let's get this thing started
Sounds good.
so we can let everybody get back to whatever they were or we're hoping to get done this evening.
Oh, there he goes. He's on.
Hello, Emmanuel. All right, so first item on the, welcome everybody, call the meeting to order. In attendance tonight, we have myself, Joe Fogno, Jones, I can't see everybody, so I'm going by who I think is here. Jones here, Todd McClutchy is here, Matt is here, Crystal's on board. Who am I leaving out?
And
Renee's.
Joe, just a quick introduction. I don't know where she is on everyone's screen, but that's Renee Ostarkowski somewhere on your screen. She's a regional manager with Imagineers and is helping with the oversight of Darien.
Hello, Renee.
Hi, how are you?
And we do have a few visitors on board from here at the Royal. We've got two. I have not seen anybody come on board from the Heights yet.
No, we have 3 Royal residents, no Heights residents right now.
Who's the third Royal resident? I got,
Gail. Gail's here, Peggy's here, and Mr. Warren.
well, Dick Wharton's on board. I saw him.
Yes, he's here.
Okay. All right, so first order of business is the minutes of the October meeting of 2021. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? They got sent to you. Without objection, the minutes will be approved as submitted. Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Next item. Crystal, what do you got for us on either the Royal or the Heights?
Right now for both properties, I just want to mention that the office has been receiving a ton of calls regarding applications from people who applied just about 2 weeks prior. They're getting misled, I guess, because the wait list is open. They're believing that the apartments are actually available. So I just want to make it very clear that the wait list is open, but the wait is still 3 to 5 years. We do not have any apartments available. So we encourage everyone to still apply, but that doesn't mean that they're going to get in 2 weeks. And then for the Royal, I want to mention that we will be going around. I'll send out a notice this week. Next week, we're changing out all air filters in all of the HVAC units for all 55 apartments. The Heights is pretty quiet right now. Nothing to report there.
Okay. We've not had any serious bad weather to date, but they're saying we might get a little bit of snow over the weekend. We have people on board to handle that when it happens. And so far with the minimal snow we've had, we haven't had any complaints about the service here at the Royal. We hope that continues. Next item on the agenda, old business. Mr. McClutchy, where are we on the sound project and what's the plan? When do we start? I know we got notices got slipped under people's door here at the Royal. Looks like we're getting ready to start. You got any update for us?
I do. I mean, I don't have all the answers like usual on this, but we are making good progress. As you've seen, we have started to work on some of the units that will be used as the hotel units in which the residents can move in temporarily while their apartment's being worked on, and then they can move back into their apartment. Those units are being completed, or 5 of them are being completed this week, and we have an additional 4. Is it, Crystal?
Right, as 3, which I'm
3.
pushing to try to get a 4th, but definitely 3.
Okay, 3, potentially 4 that are going to be worked on over the next couple of weeks. And obviously this is all in preparation of us getting final agreements with some of our lenders, insurance companies, and design professionals, so we can hopefully start the work in the next few weeks. We anticipate still being able to give everyone at least a 2 weeks notice. For all this, we are really pushing as hard as possible to make sure that we can get this project underway as quickly as possible. In addition to that, We have started ordering some of the materials. So that won't create a further backlog or delay in us getting started. So we're getting all the pieces together. We don't have a definitive date, but we are getting closer, and we're going to give you as much notice as possible.
I don't know that we can ask for anything more than that. As soon as you get a date, please let me know so I can start talking to people here. That's the number one topic of conversation in the hallways and in the elevator here at the Royal.
Yep, completely understand. And I think what we further committed to do, and Crystal, Matt, correct me if I'm have this a little bit incorrect, but we're going to try to provide either weekly updates as to where we are, or every other week, just so residents are a little bit more in tune with the process and, and a start date when we get there.
I think we're getting down to the wire, so I think that's fair. But
Yeah, I'll keep calling Joe. Joe, I'll call you and keep you updated as the units are finished. If you want to walk them with me and you can see them, what's going on. The hotel unit's going to be the first one's being set up tomorrow. If you want to take a look at that, so that you have a better idea of what we're offering, so that the residents, you can tell them what's in there. So all that should be done soon.
I'd love to, but I'll be at work tomorrow.
Okay.
I do every now and then have to work for a living. Okay, so any other questions, comments on the sound proofing project here at the Royal? Hearing none, moving right along. New business.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Oops.
Peggy.
I'm sorry, Peggy.
excuse me. There's a lot of questions that are going on. And my first question would be, why is it just being communicated? Joe, you are not, I don't understand. You're not the communicator for the whole building. Why isn't everybody given a notice? You meet people in the hallway and I get, do you know they're only giving us $40 to eat? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, people, it's like gossip central. Nobody knows what's going on. So let's all be just a little bit more upfront. This has become frustrating for people that are living here. And honestly, I mean, when I get a thing that says, you're going to give me 2 weeks notice, whoa, that's great. I mean, there's no time plan. What happens if it's the spring and people are going away? It was going to happen at the holidays. Everybody was like, well, I know I sound frustrated, but I mean, you hear people in the hallway. We get a half a thing right now. We get a 1-page slipped under our door. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, this is not professional.
So,
You know-
Peggy, might I just wanted to kind of step in here. It's nice to meet you. And I can completely hear your frustration. We did have a
Hearing it doesn't mean anything, and I'm really sorry to be rude about this, but hearing it means absolutely nothing.
Right.
This has been going on for months, excuse me, and all we've had is hearsay.
Okay, and if you'd let me finish, hopefully I can help with a little bit of that. So I'm stepping in here. I am working very closely with Crystal. We have completely talked about making sure that the residents are a little bit more aware. In the letter, you'll note that it does say starting in February, you will be receiving a weekly update. So that should kind of help with that a little bit. As far as the 2-week notice, that's just a gauge. So if someone requires a little bit more, we absolutely can accommodate that. We are always willing to work with someone.
Look at this bullshit.
Now, to the best of my knowledge, and I've moved about 5 times back and forth across the United States, anything that I packed is not insured. Anything the movers pack is insured. So
Okay.
you tell us, they'll have somebody help us if we need it.
Let me
Excuse
jump
me.
in.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You're one of the people that needs to be moved. Is that accurate?
Yes, I understand I am.
Is that accurate, Crystal?
Yes.
Are you speaking with Kathy Mogano?
No?
Okay, well, Crystal, could you
Why
please
would we have
connect?
talked to Kathy Milgano? This was 5 months ago. And when we did talk to her, she didn't have any answers.
Well, she's got a lot more now because we're getting
Yeah.
closer to the time. And I think it'd be very helpful to help you with and anybody else specifically who is not satisfied with the information they've received to date, to immediately connect them with Kathy Mogano. You can ask any and all questions and we'll get you any and all answers. So
Always.
I think as opposed to, a broader picture, we are sorry for the delay. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that's caused the delay. That's out of our control. And we are very sorry for that. But I can assure you that all of your issues, we're going to address to your satisfaction. We just need to know what those are specifically. And that's not this is not the forum for that. So Peggy, I want to hear more from you, but I just wanted to interject. Crystal, could you please connect tomorrow, Peggy and Kathy, so we can really start working out her specific issues?
Yes.
Thank you.
But am I correct that once we get an official start date for this project, we should have a tentative schedule for when each individual apartment is going to be worked on? Now, I
Yeah.
say tentative because it may very well be that we expect each apartment to take 6 days, and we might have something that causes something to take 7 days, in which case the entire schedule downstream will get shifted by a day. But once we have an official start date for this project, which we should have within the next 2 weeks, everybody who's going to be affected by this should be notified what their tentative start date is. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is
Yes.
correct.
That is correct.
That is correct. We are not just forcing you in 2 weeks, you're moving. We're going to work with everybody individually. We like you are anxious for the start date, but again, there's supply issues, there's insurance issues, there's a lot of issues behind this slowing us up. So, we can't prevent that. We're just trying to over communicate now as we know we're getting close, and address each and everybody's individual concerns on that one-on-one meeting schedule with Kathy. I know we've had a few group meetings, but I think this is the stage where we really got to get into the details.
Right.
Karen, you're not on mute. I don't know if you wanted to.
I get it. I hear you. I hear you.
All right.
I'm-
Has anybody got anything else they want to add to this? Peggy, I know you're frustrated, and I'm not asking Crystal to give me information that I'm not willing to share with anybody else. Because of my position, a lot of people ask me questions either in the hallway or in the elevator, and I want to have answers that I can give them.
Joe, honestly, I don't see you as the conduit. We're all in this building. Everyone is paying rent. And I honestly think that it has been terrible communication, absolutely terrible. And I mean, and I have the least that's having done, but there are people that are having 2 walls on their apartments being done. I mean, I mean, nothing's been pulled from the town yet or are you exempt? That you don't have to pull any plans or anything else, that the town has no notice of any of this yet. So, I mean, it's just unfathomable.
That's
Right,
not a
do
communication
do
issue.
we have
That's a
permits?
permitting issue.
Your permits are pulled? We
No,
checked.
Peggy, you're asking us about a communication issue with you, but then you're pointing to the fact that you're questioning the permits. I mean,
No. I said, are permits pulled to do this yet?
Peggy, they are following what is required. They are working on all of that. I think, if I may, let's
Sure.
focus on what your personal concerns are. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Crystal's going to go ahead. She's going to put you in contact with Kathy. You'll be getting my phone number, and we can go from there. We're more
Absolutely. Love to hear from you all.
we will. You have
thank you.
my word on that.
And just
For
to
what-
clarify, Peggy, just to clarify, I'm not the conduit.
I
just
don't
have-
think you, Joe, I don't think you should be. I don't think it's your responsibility.
I'm not taking on that responsibility. The conduit for information is Kathy Morgano. You've all been introduced to Kathy. We had meetings in the community room to introduce everybody to Kathy. She's the conduit. You need information. She's the gal you call to get that information. I'm simply saying I like to be kept up to date because people do stop me in the hall and ask questions, and I want to know the answers. But any question you ask about an individual apartment and an individual move, the only answers you're going to get, the definitive answers you're going to get, are going to come from Kathy Morgano. They're not
That's
going to.
right. And the team behind her. But unfortunately, I just want to just forewarn you that if your first question is, when is this going to start? She does not have that one critical answer. No one does. the exact start date. I know you want that, but we're going to work with you on your schedule for when we get this done in your unit.
Anything else? Anybody else got anything else? Crystal, you'll make sure Kathy and Peggy get in touch with each other.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving right along, new business. The office, both offices are officially closed because of the virus. That doesn't mean their staff work is not going on. The work continues to go on remotely, but we don't have people coming into the individual offices every day. We do not know when that situation is going to get resolved. We're waiting on word from both the local government and the state government to give us guidelines on what we can or cannot do, or what we should or should not do. Same thing goes for the community room. We were hoping that right after the first of the year, we'd get the community room opened up so people could begin to use it. And then this latest information on the virus came along, and we've been forced to postpone any use of the community room indefinitely. And the reason I say indefinitely is because nobody's telling us how much longer they expect these situations of not using these types of resources are going to go on. Crystal, you have anything to add to that? And by the way, the office, the staff is available by phone anytime. You can
Yes.
always call. If you don't reach somebody directly, there is a voicemail, and you will get a response as quickly as we can manage to get that done.
Phone
Yeah,
email.
so they can absolutely always call. We're still picking up the phone. We're still listening to the voicemails. The emails are still going. We're still sending out all renewal information, notices, newsletters. Everything is still going out. It's just no in-person contact.
Just trying not to meet.
Sorry?
We're just trying not to meet in person
Correct.
until this- until
And
this
the
thing
fitness
passes by.
centers are still open in both communities. That we did not close.
All right, and as quickly as we get better information, and I don't mean that we're making this up, we're waiting on information from both the Darien Town Hall and from the state of Connecticut. We don't get direct information from the federal government, but that filters to us through the state of Connecticut, and we're waiting for them to give us more definitive information on what we can and can't do. We'll keep doing everything we can to keep the place functioning, but until they give us the go-ahead to open the community room and to get the offices back with people in behind the desk, it's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do about that. Comments, questions? Hearing none. Does anybody else have any other new business that they want to bring up? Hearing none. Any comments from the Heights? Joe, you hearing anything going on up there?
Joe, wait, you're on mute.
Better.
Yeah.
I've noticed the past week or so, the solar sidewalk lights on Elm Street from Building 8 down towards the other side towards Fairfield
Yeah,
Ave.
they're not on. We noticed that. We contacted Eversource.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a couple people tell me that the workout room, there's a couple pieces of equipment that aren't functioning correctly. They've been that way for a while. I know that's not high on the list, but a few people came to me. And that's it. At the Heights, the plowing contractor's been doing a great job, using a lot of salt.
Yeah.
But and I'm glad to see they put out the buckets this year. That helped out a lot.
Yes.
Crystal, are you aware of all the equipment at the workout room at the Heights that's not working?
I know that one machine broke. We tried to get a company to come out and to take a look at it right when the virus hit. They didn't want to come, but we're trying to get the company that does the Royal to come out to look at it. So we are working on it. I know one that's broken. I'll have them look at everything though. It hasn't been looked at in probably 2 years. So it definitely needs it.
Any other comments about the Heights? Anything about the Royal? I got one on the Royal. We did put sand buckets outside both the front and back door so that when things start to ice up, we can spread sand. And the maintenance guys here have been very good about getting the salt spread early in the morning so we don't have somebody slip. But I need to remind everybody and tell your friends, tell all the other residents, those buckets are designed to hold salt that we can use to spread on the sidewalks. These are not garbage receptacles. And if I find out somebody,
I just want to say that,
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to say they've done a great job on snow and salting, and they've even volunteered to brush off our cars at times.
I know, but they don't start at 6:20
Was I
in the
on mute?
morning. Hello?
No, we heard you, Gail. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Doris was up. Thank you, Gail. Doris,
Yeah,
you were-
I already addressed this with Crystal about a 6:20 a.m. snow blowing the other day when it was lightly frosting outside. And that is above and beyond ridiculous. That's called not 7 to 10 quiet hours.
Yes, Doris, I have addressed that with the contractor.
Okay, great. Now, the other issue that I have is the interior, is the fact that people in the mailroom are not wearing their masks, and B, inside the units, the blowers of these fans are blowing into the vent ins and creating mega dust havens for people that are allergic to dust. And the ventilation is above and beyond reproach to the point where I had to go
Doris,
to
Doris,
a
we
doctor.
spoke about this. We're changing your air filter. We spoke about this
No,
today.
no, but I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying we. I'm saying for the building in general, this is a huge issue. Now,
Doris,
let's
you missed the beginning of the meeting where I said that starting next week, all 55 units are having the air filters replaced.
Oh, okay. But that's not, you're not addressing my issue that I want to address right now, which is the fact that I cook 3 times a day and multiples, and my entire roof of my kitchen is blackened and grayed from the soot from the exhaust of the microwave that goes straight up and there is no fan. It's non-functional, and I need that to be addressed because that non-functional microwave, the non-functional exhaust of the ventilation in our stoves from above goes straight up, not into the microwave. It goes straight up, not into the filter where it's supposed to.
Doris?
The ceiling of my apartment.
Crystal, why don't you take some
Sorry,
time
it froze a
tomorrow?
little on my end.
That's okay. That's
Crystal,
okay.
why don't you take some time tomorrow and address this one-on-one issue with Doris, okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's all. Other than the blowers arriving at 6:20 a.m., that's all. Thank you.
That's a tricky one, Doris, but we heard you.
Okay.
It's tough, you know, it depends on when the snow falls, that's when they gotta get out there, because then.
There was no snow the other day. There was nothing.
That to me is odd, if they're out there snow blowing, no snow, but.
And that was, yeah, well, that was odd. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something going on.
No, 0, 0, 0. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But for people not to be wearing the masks when they're in the gym, I see them and they have their masks down. I don't think that that's right, because who comes in next? Who knows who was in there before you? Who knows if they're wiping up the equipment? But I see them with their masks down when they're in the gym, and I do not think that that's sanitary.
It's not. There's a rule. You're going to use the equipment in the fitness room. You have to wear a mask, period.
It doesn't matter. People are not adhering. That's why I'm speaking
Well,
up, okay?
If somebody's in there, let us know and we'll get on it. We'll
Yeah,
find out. who it is.
we'll keep an eye out. We certainly enforce the mask mandate within our building. There is, well, at least last week, there was no mandate in Darien. I don't know if that's changed in the past week, but it's a tough issue, but we're doing our best and we will keep an eye out.
Fantastic. Thank you so kindly. That's all I have to say. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I
Yep.
appreciate your all service. Crystal's amazing.
Thank you, Doris.
The one comment I was trying to make about the salt buckets, the last week I came out and the one in the front, by the front entrance, somebody threw a couple of banana peels in there.
Mm.
I won't tolerate that.
Yeah,
If I find
saw
out who's
that.
doing it,
yeah, I saw that too, Joe. I don't know why anyone would do that.
if I find out who's doing it, I won't go through Crystal. I'll handle it myself. That's just disgusting. And
I
it's
think,
completely
well,
unacceptable.
I also think there are some workers here that are doing work off on the premises that are not being so kind to our rules.
Well,
I've been working closely with Todd and the crew to make sure that they're listening and following the rules, and I put up a
Thank
sign
you.
on the bucket, and we're all over
You're the
it.
best, Crystal. You're the
I
best.
try.
We're
We
trying.
love you, Crystal. You
All right.
rock.
so much
You rock the royal.
for the residents associations. Do we have anything else? Does
No.
anybody else have any comments or questions or concerns they want to bring up before we call this meeting to an end? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to close the public meeting and go into executive session.
Thank you.
We have a
Thank
motion.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank
Happy
you,
We,
everyone.
we respect
Thank you.
everybody's
Good to see you, Gail.
efforts.
Take care.
We love you all. Bye-bye. Mhm.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so we're waiting for the public to get off and then we'll,
Thank you, Dick.
Yep, I'll tell you. Give me a minute.
that's all right.
Wait, Renee logged off. She was supposed to stay on. Hold on, she's calling me. Hello? Renee? Wait, log back in. You're missing executive session. You have to log back in for executive session. Yeah. Okay. What? Yeah, log back in. Okay, bye.
All right,
All
so
right, let
who
me
do
admit Renee.
I've got myself and Joe and Matt and Crystal and Joan, you're still with us?
Yep, I'm
Yeah,
still
that's
here.
everybody. Okay, I'm locking the meeting. And then I have to stop recording. Please hold. So much to do, so much to do.
So much to do.
Wait, how do I stop the recording on this thing?